One of the most practical leadership lessons I've learned didn't come from a management framework or an inspiring book. It actually came from improv theater. For those of you who don't know, for many years, I've done quick wits and I've done improvisational theater. And I absolutely am passionate about jumping on stage and getting people to laugh. But there's an art to improv that many people don't understand. When you perform improv, you step on stage without knowing how long a scene will last. You build a situation in real time. You react, you escalate, you try things. Sometimes it's brilliant, most of the time it's chaotic. Oftentimes it's both. What people don't realize is that actors don't decide when a scene ends. There's someone in a lighting booth. They're part of the troupe, but they're not in the action. The booth is usually behind the audience. So they see the stage exactly the way the audience does. Same perspective, same distance. And when they turn the lights off, the scene's over. No consultation, no vote, just one more line, that's it. That decision when to cut has enormous impact. The exact same scene can feel sharp and memorable, or really awkward and dragging, depending solely on when the lights go out. Over time, I learned a simple rule. You almost always need to cut earlier than when it feels most comfortable. The right moment to end a scene is not when an actor runs out of ideas. It's when the audience still wants more. You cut on a laugh, on a peak emotional beat, or on a cliffhanger even. You cut at the top of the wave. It's counterintuitive, but when you're inside the scene, you feel the momentum and think, we could push this further. Sometimes you definitely can, but if you wait until the energy drops, the damage is already done. The audience is already checked out, and they're already started to wish that the scene would end. And that's a subtle trap. Scenes rarely collapse suddenly. They slowly lose tension. A small hesitation, a slightly weaker line, a beat too long. By the time someone decides to stop, it's often too late. I've come to believe this dynamic exists far beyond the stage of improv. Projects flow in the same pattern. They start with energy and clarity. At some point they peak. After that, they don't necessarily fail, but they just kind of plateau. But we keep adding features, we keep refining, we keep optimizing. Not because it's the right thing to do, because stopping just feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. Roles and careers can follow a similar curve. There's often a moment where you're still performing well, still valued, still learning, but something has peaked. The growth curve is flattened. The story arc is complete. Even if the job description hasn't changed, and leaving at that moment feels irrational. There's always more to build, more to improve, more to prove. Staying feels responsible. Leaving feels risky. But what improv taught me is that endings shape memory. A scene cut at its peak feels strong, intentional, sharp. A scene that drags is remembered differently. There isn't an argument for constant movement. It's not a call to chase novelty or to leave at the first sign of discomfort. It's something more subtle. When you're inside the action, you don't have the same perspective as the audience. You're too close to what's happening, too invested, too busy reacting. And sometimes what we lack is resilience or ambition. I'm sorry, sometimes what we lack is not resilience or ambition, it's distance. The ability to ask ourselves, has this chapter already peaked? Am I staying because it's meaningful or because it's familiar? There will always be another scene, another project, another chapter. The hard part isn't continuing. The hard part is knowing when to turn the lights off and call it good. Because sometimes when you're in that project, it's time for you to just kind of pull a plug or stop before it gets too bad. Or other times it's just absolutely amazing and yeah, keep on going. But no matter what, take a look from the outside in and you'll see a different story. That's going to do it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to continue learning, keep on doing your thing, and as always, be agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.